You've been told for years that aging is inevitable, that once you cross 50, your body begins its slow decline. Wrinkles, fatigue, brain fog, joint pain. People say it's all just part of getting older, but that's not the full truth. Science is now uncovering that many of the symptoms we associate with aging are not simply caused by age itself, but by what we feed or fail to feed our bodies every morning. Here's the shocking part. The real secret to feeling decades younger doesn't start with expensive supplements, painful injections, or harsh workout routines. It begins with one simple habit at breakfast. Women over 50 who consistently eat this one type of food have reported higher energy, sharper memory, glowing skin, and even improved hormone balance. Doctors studying longevity have started calling it the reset button for aging. And by the time we reach the end of this video, I'll show you not only what this food is, but how to prepare it in a way that supercharges its effects, making you feel 25 again. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your body. After the age of 50, your estrogen levels drop dramatically. Estrogen is not just about reproduction, it plays a role in protecting your bones, your heart, your skin elasticity, and even your brain function. This sudden decline is why so many women start experiencing brittle bones, hot flashes, night sweats, memory lapses, and stubborn weight gain. But here's the thing. While we can't stop estrogen from falling, we can mimic its supportive effects by giving the body foods that contain natural plant compounds called phytoestrogens. These are molecules found in certain foods that bind to estrogen receptors in your cells, giving your body a softer, gentler signal that helps reduce the shock of estrogen loss. Here's where it gets interesting. Studies have shown that women in Japan, where diets are rich in certain soy-based foods and fermented grains, experience fewer menopausal symptoms and maintain smoother skin texture longer than women in Western countries. The difference isn't genetics alone, it's diet. And that diet starts every single morning. Imagine this. Instead of starting your day with processed carbs that spike your blood sugar, you give your body a specific combination of protein, fiber, and phytoestrogens. What happens is almost magical. Your blood sugar stays stable, your cortisol levels remain controlled, and your cells receive the exact signals they need to repair, rejuvenate, and resist inflammation. And this is key because inflammation is the real enemy of aging. It silently attacks your joints, your arteries, and even your skin. That stiffness you feel when you wake up, that's inflammation. The thinning hair, inflammation of the hair follicles, the creeping belly fat, inflammation interfering with insulin sensitivity, which is why breakfast is the most powerful weapon you have. When you eat anti-inflammatory foods first thing in the morning, you send your body a message. Repair. Protect, regrow. Instead of the opposite message you send with sugary cereals or pastries. Inflame. Store fat. Break down. Now, here's the foreshadowing. There are 5 specific foods I'll walk you through in this video. Foods that women over 50 can eat every morning to turn back the clock. Some of them you may already have in your kitchen, but you're probably not using them in the right way. Others might surprise you completely because they've been demonized for years, yet the research now shows they are essential for hormonal balance and youthful vitality. One of them even works like a natural collagen booster, making your skin plumper and more radiant without creams or injections. I'll reveal all of them step by step. But first, let's go deeper into what's happening in your body at this stage of life, so you understand why these foods are so powerful. When estrogen declines, your body also loses its natural protection against oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is basically rust on your cells. It's caused by free radicals that damage DNA and proteins. Think of cutting an apple and leaving it on the counter. It turns brown because of oxidation. That same process is happening in your cells every day. Younger women have estrogen to shield them, but after 50, that shield weakens. This is why antioxidant-rich foods become crucial. They don't just make you healthier, they actually slow the visible and invisible signs of aging by neutralizing the free radicals that cause cell damage. But antioxidants alone aren't enough. You also need to repair your gut, because without a healthy gut, your body cannot absorb the nutrients you eat. And here's something most people don't know. The gut microbiome changes dramatically with age, especially after menopause. The diversity of bacteria shrinks, leading to more bloating, constipation, and food intolerances. But certain breakfasts can restore gut balance, feeding the good bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. These acids reduce inflammation, support brain health, and even regulate your mood. Yes, your morning meal can literally determine if you feel depressed and anxious or calm and clear-headed throughout the day. So, what is this first food I'm talking about? Before I reveal it, I want you to think about this. Every cell in your body is made of fat. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. Yet most women were taught for decades to fear fat, to avoid it at all costs. Low-fat yogurts, low-fat cereals, low-fat everything. That was the advice. But what if I told you that avoiding the right kinds of fats is one of the fastest ways to look and feel older? Research now shows that women who consume omega-3 rich foods daily not only reduce inflammation, but also rebuild their cell membranes, leading to more supple skin, sharper cognition, and smoother hormone function. And here's the kicker. Omega-3s don't just come from fish oil capsules. There is a simple seed you can sprinkle into your breakfast that provides the exact plant-based omega-3s your body craves, along with powerful lignans that act as natural phytoestrogens. This seed has been studied for its effects on menopausal women, and the results are astonishing. Reduced hot flashes, improved bone density, and even lower cholesterol. In just a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to use it and in what amounts to get these benefits. But before that, let me address another hidden issue: insulin resistance. After 50, your cells become less sensitive to insulin, which is why belly fat suddenly appears and refuses to leave. It's not your fault, it's biology. But you can fight back. The right breakfast foods not only stabilize your blood sugar, but retrain your cells to respond to insulin again. This doesn't just help with weight, it also lowers your risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Because yes, Alzheimer's is now being called type 3 diabetes by researchers, linking it directly to poor blood sugar control. So every spoonful you take in the morning is either protecting your brain for decades to come or setting it up for decline. Now, here's my promise to you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which foods to eat every morning, why they work in your body, and how to prepare them in simple recipes. You will also learn the common breakfast mistakes that silently accelerate aging and how to avoid them. I'm going to give you the science, but also the action steps, because information without action doesn't change lives. And I want you to not just understand this, but to feel it, to feel the energy, the glow, the sharpness return. So let's start with the first food, flax seeds. Tiny, brown, and often overlooked, flax seeds are one of the most powerful foods for women over 50. They contain alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that reduces inflammation. But more importantly, they are one of the richest sources of lignans, phytoestrogens that gently mimic estrogen in the body. In clinical studies, women who consumed flax seeds daily reported fewer hot flashes, better skin hydration, and improved mood. But here's the catch. You can't just eat them whole. Your body can't digest whole flax seeds. They'll pass right through. You need to grind them fresh and add them to your breakfast. Just 2 tablespoons a day can make a remarkable difference, but only if you prepare them correctly. Here's exactly how to use flax seeds. Buy them whole, store them in a cool, dark place, and grind them right before eating. Ground flax seeds oxidize quickly, so pre-packaged flaxseed meal can lose potency. A small coffee grinder works best. Once ground, sprinkle them into Greek yogurt, blend into a smoothie, or stir into oatmeal. The key is consistency. 2 tablespoons every morning provide not only phytoestrogens, but also soluble fiber that binds to excess cholesterol, lowering LDL levels and protecting your heart. And heart health is not optional at this stage of life. Cardiovascular disease remains the #1 killer of women over 50, often more deadly than cancer. But when you eat flax seeds daily, you reduce arterial inflammation, prevent plaque buildup, and stabilize blood pressure. Think about this. Every morning you grind those seeds, you're not just making breakfast, you're rewiring your future health trajectory. But flax seeds alone aren't enough. Your body also needs protein, specifically proteins that support muscle retention. After menopause, women lose muscle mass at a faster rate due to declining estrogen and growth hormone. Less muscle means a slower metabolism, more fat storage, weaker bones, and higher fall risk. So the second food on this list is a protein source that also acts like a hormone regulator: fermented soy. Now, I know soy has been controversial. Some fear it because of its estrogen-like effects. But here's the truth. Studies consistently show that moderate, non-processed soy foods are beneficial, not harmful, for women over 50. Fermented soy foods like tempeh, miso, and natto are rich in isoflavones, natural phytoestrogens that bind to estrogen receptors and gently restore balance. Unlike synthetic hormone therapies, these compounds do not overwhelm the body. They modulate, soften, stabilize. But what makes fermented soy especially powerful is its impact on bone health. Isoflavones directly stimulate bone-building cells while reducing bone breakdown. One study found that women who consumed soy protein daily maintained higher bone mineral density compared to those who didn't. And that matters because after menopause, osteoporosis risk skyrockets. A broken hip is not just painful, it can permanently reduce independence. Imagine waking up every morning and knowing your breakfast is actively reinforcing your bones. Here's how to use it. A slice of tempeh, sautéed with vegetables, a spoon of miso stirred into warm broth, or a small portion of natto mixed with rice. If you prefer something simpler, unsweetened soy milk in your morning smoothie delivers isoflavones and protein without added sugar. But avoid highly processed soy protein isolates found in snack bars and powders. Those strip away the beneficial compounds and can disrupt rather than balance hormones. Now let's talk about something almost everyone overlooks: cellular energy. You may feel fatigued, not because of poor sleep alone, but because your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories in your cells, are weakening with age. When mitochondria struggle, every system in your body slows down. Your brain fogs, your muscles tire, your skin loses its glow. So, the third food you need is rich in polyphenols, compounds that protect mitochondria and stimulate them to produce more energy. And one of the richest sources of these polyphenols is berries. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, these are not just snacks. They're mitochondrial fuel. They contain anthocyanins, pigments that cross the blood-brain barrier and protect neurons. That means sharper memory, quicker processing, and reduced risk of dementia. Studies show that older women who ate a cup of berries daily performed better on memory tests than those who didn't. And the benefits extend to blood vessels too. Berries improve nitric oxide production, which keeps arteries flexible and blood pressure stable. Here's a simple way to combine the first three foods: a smoothie made with soy milk, ground flax seeds, and a cup of frozen berries. Blend it, drink it, and you've already given your body phytoestrogens, antioxidants, fiber, protein, and mitochondrial protection, all before the day begins. This one habit, done consistently, can reduce hot flashes, improve bone density, protect your brain, and energize your entire body. But we're not done yet. There's a hidden driver of aging that many doctors ignore: chronic, low-grade inflammation fueled by poor gut health. After 50, your digestive system becomes more sluggish, and the balance of good to bad bacteria shifts unfavorably. That means more bloating, constipation, and nutrient malabsorption. But worse, It means more inflammatory signals flooding your bloodstream. To fight this, you need a prebiotic-rich food that feeds the good bacteria, allowing them to flourish. That's where the fourth food comes in: oats. Not the instant sugary kind, but whole rolled or steel-cut oats. Oats are packed with beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that acts like fertilizer for your microbiome. Good bacteria ferment it into short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which lower inflammation, repair the gut lining, and even improve insulin sensitivity. This single process reduces belly fat, balances blood sugar, and stabilizes mood. Butyrate is like a peacekeeper in your body, calming the storm of inflammation that accelerates aging. But oats offer another benefit: steady energy release. Unlike white bread or pastries that spike blood sugar and then crash, oats provide a slow, even release of glucose. That means fewer cravings, more focus, and better hormone regulation throughout the day. And here's a secret: when you combine oats with flax seeds and berries, you get a synergistic effect. The fiber binds cholesterol, the lignans mimic estrogen, and the anthocyanins protect your brain, all while your gut microbiome produces anti-inflammatory compounds. The fifth food is one you've probably seen countless times, but may never have thought of as an anti-aging weapon: eggs. Not just the whites, the yolks. For decades, people avoided egg yolks because of cholesterol fears. But modern research has overturned that myth. The cholesterol in eggs has little impact on blood cholesterol for most people. Instead, egg yolks are packed with nutrients your body desperately needs after 50, nutrients that act like raw materials for rebuilding collagen, hormones, and brain cells. Egg yolks contain choline, a nutrient critical for acetylcholine production, the neurotransmitter responsible for memory, focus, and muscle control. Declining acetylcholine levels are strongly linked to age-related memory loss. By eating eggs regularly, you provide your brain with the building blocks it needs to stay sharp. But even more importantly, egg yolks contain glycine and proline, amino acids that are essential for collagen synthesis. Without them, your skin cannot maintain elasticity, your joints cannot stay cushioned, and your bones cannot hold density. Collagen isn't something you can simply rub on your skin. It must be built from within. Every strand of collagen is a rope made of amino acids twisted tightly together. But as you age, your body loses the raw materials for that rope. That's why wrinkles form, joints ache, and skin sags. Eggs give you those raw materials every morning. Paired with vitamin C from berries, which acts as the glue in collagen production, you suddenly unlock your body's ability to restore itself. This is why a breakfast of eggs with berries on the side works like a natural facelift and joint protector at the same time. But eggs also solve another hidden problem: vitamin D deficiency. Most women over 50 are deficient in vitamin D, which weakens bones, lowers immunity, and worsens mood. Egg yolks provide a natural source of vitamin D, supporting calcium absorption and bone health. Combined with the isoflavones from soy and the lignans from flax, you create a multi-layered shield against osteoporosis. Every forkful of this breakfast works like a team, each nutrient complementing the others, closing the gaps left by declining hormones. But here's the twist. Even when you eat all the right foods, your body may not fully benefit if your digestion is weak. After 50, stomach acid production declines. You may feel like you're producing too much acid because of heartburn or reflux, but the opposite is usually true. With low stomach acid, you fail to break down proteins into amino acids, meaning all that collagen-building potential is wasted. This is why so many women take collagen supplements and see little change. They're not absorbing it. So how do you fix this? By adding a splash of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar to your morning routine. A small glass of water with lemon or vinegar before breakfast can gently stimulate stomach acid, improving protein digestion and nutrient absorption. This one ritual ensures that the eggs, oats, flax, soy, and berries you eat actually make it into your bloodstream, not just your stomach. Think of it as priming the engine before starting the car. Now let's go deeper into how these foods interact with your hormones. After menopause, not only does estrogen decline, but cortisol, the stress hormone, often rises. Chronic stress accelerates aging by breaking down collagen, raising blood sugar, and storing fat around the belly. But here's something most women don't realize. Your breakfast can control your cortisol curve. When you start the day with sugar or caffeine alone, cortisol spikes higher and stays elevated, leaving you anxious and fatigued. But when you start with protein, fiber, and healthy fats, cortisol stabilizes, and your energy remains smooth all day. That's why the combination of flax, soy, berries, oats, and eggs is so powerful. The protein from eggs and soy, the fiber from flax and oats, the antioxidants from berries, they all signal to your adrenal glands. Calm down. Balance your body shifts from survival mode into repair mode. Over weeks and months, this reduces abdominal fat, smooths mood swings, and restores mental clarity. And here's a fact you'll love. Within just 4 weeks of eating this kind of breakfast, measurable changes occur in your body. Studies have shown improved lipid profiles, reduced blood pressure, lower fasting blood sugar, and fewer menopausal symptoms in women who adopt phytoestrogen-rich, antioxidant-heavy morning meals. That's not a vague promise. That's research-backed transformation in a single month. But I also want to foreshadow something critical. While these 5 foods are the foundation, there's a hidden enemy you must remove from your mornings. An ingredient so common, so socially accepted, that most people consume it daily without realizing it accelerates aging at every level. Skin, hormones, brain, and bones. I'll expose that ingredient soon, and when you hear what it does inside your body, you'll never look at your breakfast the same way again. So let's recap the 5 foods again, because repetition locks in memory. Ground flax seeds for lignans, omega-3s, and fiber. Fermented soy for isoflavones, protein, and bone protection. Berries for antioxidants, brain health, and mitochondrial support. Oats for beta-glucan fiber, gut health, and stable energy. Eggs for collagen-building amino acids, choline, and vitamin D. Together, these foods create a breakfast that doesn't just fill your stomach, it rewinds your biological age. But as I said, there's a catch. If you combine these foods with the wrong ingredient, you can cancel out many of their benefits. In fact, you can make your body age faster, your skin duller, and your hormones more unstable. That ingredient is hiding in most kitchens right now, and in the next part, I'll reveal exactly what it is, why it's so destructive, and how to replace it with something far more nourishing. You've now seen the 5 foods that rebuild, restore, and renew your body. But as I mentioned before, there's one hidden ingredient that threatens to undo all of it. An ingredient so common that most people eat it every single morning without a second thought. I'm talking about refined sugar. It doesn't matter if it comes from your coffee sweetener, your pastry, your cereal, or even healthy granola bars. Once sugar enters your bloodstream, it begins a cascade of damage that accelerates aging at every level. The process is called glycation. Excess sugar molecules attach themselves to proteins like collagen, forming sticky clumps called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. The name couldn't be more fitting. A GES literally aids your body by stiffening tissues, weakening skin elasticity, and making joints more brittle. This is why sugar-heavy breakfasts lead to wrinkles, sagging, and joint pain years earlier than necessary. You can spend hundreds of dollars on collagen creams, but if you keep feeding your body sugar, those creams are like pouring water into a leaking bucket. The damage happens from the inside out. And it doesn't stop there. Sugar spikes your insulin, which triggers fat storage, especially in the belly. Over time, repeated spikes lead to insulin resistance, the root of type 2 diabetes, stubborn weight gain, and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Remember, researchers now call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. That foggy memory you sometimes notice after a sugary breakfast? That's not coincidence. That's the beginning of metabolic decline in the brain. Sugar also fuels inflammation. Every spoonful is like throwing gasoline onto the fire that damages arteries, joints, and skin. You might feel the inflammation as stiffness in the morning or headaches in the afternoon. Inside, it's worse. Silent micro-injuries to your cells and tissues. This is why sugar is the enemy of longevity. It doesn't just make you gain weight, it makes your entire body age faster. Now let's put everything together in a way you can use tomorrow morning. Here's one of the simplest recipes: rejuvenating power bowl. Half a cup of cooked steel-cut oats, 2 tablespoons freshly ground flax seeds, 1 cup of mixed berries, half a cup of unsweetened soy milk or soy yogurt, 1 boiled egg on the side. This single meal delivers protein, fiber, omega-3s, phytoestrogens, antioxidants, and collagen-building amino acids, all without refined sugar. You'll feel full, energized, and calm for hours. Or try this hormone-balancing smoothie: 1 cup unsweetened soy milk, 2 tablespoons ground flax seeds, 1 cup frozen blueberries, half a banana, optional for sweetness, 1 boiled egg on the side, or add a scoop of collagen peptide powder if you prefer blend until creamy. This smoothie floods your body with isoflavones, lignans, antioxidants, and collagen precursors in under 5 minutes. Another option is the savory collagen plate: 1 boiled or scrambled egg, a side of steamed greens with a spoon of miso stirred in, a small portion of brown rice topped with natto or tempeh. Sprinkle flax seeds over everything for crunch. This breakfast is less sweet, but deeply nourishing, supporting bones, hormones, and gut health. The point isn't perfection. The point is building a consistent rhythm where every morning becomes a vote for vitality instead of decline. Day after day, you're sending signals to your cells: repair, rebuild, rejuvenate. Over weeks, you'll notice less bloating, steadier energy, and better sleep. Over months, you'll notice skin tightening, joints easing, and weight stabilizing. Over years, you'll notice a younger you emerging, not just in appearance, but in function. So tomorrow, don't reach for the pastry. Don't drown your coffee in sugar. Instead, grind those flax seeds, scoop those oats, add those berries, enjoy that egg, and let your breakfast become your medicine. The path to feeling 25 again doesn't begin with a doctor's prescription. It begins in your kitchen. Now the choice is yours. Will you fuel decline, or will you fuel renewal? To watch more interesting videos, click on any of the cards showing on your screen.